What's up, everybody? This is Fred Richani of TSC Gaming here at the Bethesda booth, standing alongside Matt Firor of Elder Scrolls Online. Sir, how's your E3 2018 treating you?
It's been great. You know, we had the showcase on Sunday night, which was unbelievable, and now we're here on the floor at E3 showing off Summerset.
And with Summerset, you've had a whole lot of positive feedback, and you just announced some new downloadable content, is that right?
Yeah, we did that on Sunday night. We have a Dungeon DLC named Wolfhunter coming up, which is based around werewolf stuff. And later this year, we got Murkmire, which is an Argonian Black March theme stuff. Our community has been hounding us for a lot more Argonian content, so we're actually pretty excited about it because Argonians are so different than any other of the races.
And as you can see behind us here, I mean, plenty of people are definitely excited. Now, what's in a day in the life like of Matt?
Well, I'm the studio director, so what I'm doing right now is kind of looking out the next year after, kind of planning out how the game's going to go. We have plans that go out a long time. We're already working on next year, but we really, we read the boards all the time. We're looking for ideas from the community. So it's mostly kind of holding the team together, and we have Rich Lambert, who's a creative director, and so he's often running with the day-to-day stuff of making sure that everything gets in and implemented and works. And we're a great team. We're really lucky to be doing what we're doing.
And you guys certainly have a great community, but what would you say is the biggest challenge of Elder Scrolls Online and MMOs in general?
How much time do we have? So there are a lot of challenges. Obviously, online games like this are huge, and the community tends to look at the game part of the game, and that's great, but we have to look at the IT part of the game and the technical part of the game and all of so there's a lot of tech stuff that goes on every day that's kind of behind the scenes and nobody knows about, and we have to make sure that's running just as well as, the game itself, and is it fun, and, and what are players doing. So, fortunately we get to work with the Elder Scrolls IP, which is tailor-made for games like this, so that is not a problem. That is perfect because it's a giant world and there's so much stuff in there we could never even scratch the surface after years of doing this. So we're lucky there.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls, I mean, what an incredible IP, such great content, so much lore in there. For anybody that's played Elder Scrolls games but hasn't hopped online yet, what's your elevator pitch to them?
This is the perfect time. So the reason why we call Morrowind and now Summerset chapters and not expansions is because expansions has the MMO connotation of it's end-game content, or you have to be level 80 or whatever it is. We call it chapters because ESO doesn't really have levels. The world levels itself to you, so literally from the first moment you walk into the game, you can almost do anything you want, go anywhere, and that means all of the game is the end game, which means things like Summerset, when we launch them, you can play them right from the beginning as a new character. And so that's why these chapter moments are actually great, because a lot of veteran players actually re-roll new characters and just jump in and play, kind of as a newbie would. And there's tons of lower level guys running around, and it's a great community moment for that. So, Summerset, great time to jump in. It's amazing content. It's actually better than Morrowind. Great story, great setting.
What's your favorite part about Elder Scrolls Online?
Oh, you're asking me? I like the whole thing. No, what I really like about it is the way that the team just keeps getting better. If you look at the launch game and then you look at all the DLC to Morrowind and now to Summerset, you can definitely see an evolution of storytelling and using the IP to tell better and better stories and get people more and more into the lore, and we're really good at that.
No, for sure, and I remember when the game first came out, it had a positive reaction, but there was some mixed feedback too, and you guys continued to improve upon it and everything. How hard is it to, initially maybe get some feedback that you didn't like at first and be able to go back to the drawing board and be able to put out a product that people definitely seem to like?
Yeah, we've made no secret of this. We sat down after PC launch and kind of came up with a list of, hey, here's what the community's reacting to. Here's stuff they're not reacting to, but they probably should be because they just haven't gotten to that part of the game yet. Here's some bugs we got to fix. And we literally had a list, and we just ran down. If you go back and look at our update history, updates 1 through 6 were basically like adding features, adding Elder Scrolls features. Update 6 then culminated with, I forget which update it was, I think it was 6, but culminated with changing the revenue model, so subscription wasn't required. And then the biggest one was Tamriel, which came in 2016, which took leveling out of the game, and that was kind of the last thing on the list to do. All of those things were because of community feedback, and it's led us to where we are now, which is huge. We keep getting bigger. We got 11 million in the community now, and more than 1 million came in the last year, so it's going gangbusters now.
Pretty incredible, and I feel like you guys have really built that trust of the community, and really kind of Bethesda as a whole with a lot of its games as well. What does it mean to you to kind of be a part of that community and have that trust? Because let's face it, not everybody has that luxury.
Well, the proof's in the pudding. You know, if we hadn't done those things over the last couple of years, they wouldn't trust us. And so, you know, I'm never going to say we'll be perfect. Games like this are large and complex, and, you know, issues are always going to come up. But we do our best to fix them and keep things in balance, and yet come out with new content every 12 weeks. So, you know, it's what we do. It's the kind of the thing we have going on now, and we're doing it well.
And you mentioned the DLC before we let you go. Anything else coming up in the Elder Scrolls Online universe you could tell us?
Not that I can tell you, but seriously, we're already working on next year, and we have a roadmap that takes us out years that we're really excited about.
Great. Well, Matt, I really appreciate the time. It was a pleasure, sir. Enjoy your E3.
Thanks a lot.